Hello class, this is another example of using probability trees with weighted branches. Here we go. A tennis player has a 82% win probability. Create a probability tree for this player's next 3 matches. So I've already started it here for you. This is an incomplete probability tree. Each layer here, so this first layer, this is match 1. This next one here, that's match 1, match 2, and match 3. And as you can see, this is simulating all the possible outcomes that might happen. So following this one, that's a win, that's a win, and that's a win. Whereas W with a line through it is the complementary event of win, which really just says a loss. So win, not a win. And we'll get more onto this idea of complementary events later on. So completing this, we have to include this descriptor here, 82% chance of winning. Well, if this is the win branch, the probability we write here is 0.82 because that is 82%. Well, if it has an 82% chance of winning, the probability that he loses, well, shouldn't that be 100% minus the 82% chance of winning, right? So, which is going to be an 18% chance of losing. So in actual fact, this branch to the loss is going to be 0.18. And here's what we meant earlier as well. Each branch must add up to 100% or 1. These amounts here we'll copy through 0.82, 0.82, 0.18, 0.18, and so on. 0.82, 0.18, 0.82, 0.18. And this is a completed probability tree with weighted branches. So, well, now that we have this, let's calculate the probability that the player wins all 3 matches. Well, to win all 3 matches, we write that as probability of win, win, win. Well, I hope you remember from the previous video, to get to this result, we multiply all the branches horizontally, getting to that result. So that's win, win, win. Multiplying those branches, we get 0.82 times 0.82 times 0.82. 0.82 to the power of 3. Calculating that, we get to the power of 3. Whoops. Ooh, let's just leave this as a percentage. That's 0.55136 ... which we can approximate to about 55.14% chance of winning all 3 matches. Loses all 3 matches. Once again, this is fairly simple to follow. This is the outcome that has all 3 losses. Following the path to get there, that's loss, 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 which is 0.18 times 0.18 times 0.18. It's probability of loss, loss, loss. That's 0.18 to the power of 3. Straight into our calculator. whoops, 0.18 to the power of 3. Try it again. So that's going to be 0.005832. To get this as a percentage from a decimal, we just multiply by 100. That's less than 0.5%, so that's 0.583%. Calculate the probability that the player wins 2 matches. Now, reading this very carefully, it says wins 2 matches, and it doesn't specify whether it's the first 2, second 2, or the last 2 matches. So all we have to do is actually look for the results that have exactly 2 wins. So we have this one. We have, that's a win-win. We have this one. We have a win-win here. So this one. And I believe that's it. So it's those 3. So we need to now calculate the probability to get there. So to get to this result, that's a win-win-loss. So that's 0.82 squared times 0.18. That's 0.82 times 0.82 times 0.18, getting us this result. Following this path now, that's 2 wins, so that's 0.18, there's the win. There's the 1 loss, 0.18, times 0.82. So following that path, that's the exact same calculation actually. That's 2 lots of 0.82 squared times 0.18. One last one here. That's 2 wins. To get to that path, 0.18, there's the loss, times 0.82, there's the win, times 0.82, there's the second win. 0.82 squared times 0.18. So really, now, once we have these probabilities, we just add them up vertically. Well, to simplify this, so probability of 2 wins, that's 3 lots of 0.82 squared times 0.18 . So 0.82 squared times 0.18. That result, we multiply it by 3. Well, that's in decimal. We multiply it by 100 to get to percentage. It's about 36, approximately 36.31% chance of it happening. One last one. To win 1 match, so probability of 1 win. Let's erase these. Let's now start looking for them. 1 win. Here are 2 losses. There's the 1 win. So we want this one. Here are 2 losses. So there's the 1 win. We want to calculate this one. And lastly, here is the 1 win and the 2 losses. There's this one. To get to this one, well, if you take a look, to get to this path, there's the win, 0.82 times 0.18. There's the first loss, times 0.18. There's the 2 losses. That's going to be 0.18 squared times 0.82. And I think you're going to see that's going to be the exact same thing here. To get to this path, we go 0.18 times 0.82 times 0.18. And obviously the last one is going to be the same for this. And then we calculate the probability of 1, and then we add those up. So this is the same as 3 lots of 0.18 squared times 0.82. Let's follow the same process. Let's go straight to a percentage. 0.18 squared times 0.82. We want 3 lots of these, and multiplying by 100 to get to a percentage. This is approximately 7.97% chance of occurring. Well, I hope that gave you an insight into calculating using a weighted tree diagram. This one was rather more tricky, but I hope that gave you an insight. Hope to see you in the next video. Best of luck.